Good morning. It's MAGA Hat Monday. Today we're going to discuss the MLK files, the RFK files, and the JFK files. 200 executive orders, among them the disclosure of these files.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast, and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts, and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring, and George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil, chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
Sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades. And everything will be revealed. Give that to RFK Jr.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the MC Too Tall Show. I am your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, MC Too Tall. So, after decades and decades of confusion and disarray, Donald Trump signed an executive order on his first day to disclose the JFK files. In addition, the RFK files and the MLK files. Because let's be real with this. Let's be real with this. People are not buying the Warren Commission story. And there was a story about Nixon where he knew that his opponent was no match for him. George McGovern was considered very radical at the time, and no way would he become president of the United States, certainly not beating the incumbent Richard Nixon, who won his election by a landslide. But there were people, unbeknownst to Nixon, who broke into the Democratic headquarters at Watergate, beginning the controversial incident of Watergate, in which Nixon was eventually forced to resign. But first they went after his vice president, a duly elected vice president, Spiro Agnew, caught him for bogus tax charges, and Agnew was forced to resign. And then the powers that be handpicked Gerald Ford to be Nixon's vice president. Nixon eventually was forced to resign, and he was replaced by the same said Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford was a member of the Warren Commission. The Warren Commission is said by many experts to have been a joke, a total joke, claiming that Lee Harvey Oswald was the lone gunman in the Kennedy assassination. And nobody believed it. Nobody at all believed it. And of course, attaching somebody like Gerald Ford to Richard Nixon put a big smear on the Republican Party. And Nixon had even told one of his staffers, "I know who killed John," referring to John Kennedy. And after so many years, hopefully we get to see these files. I believe that, since I'm a person that's not in full belief of government, I believe they're going to defy these executive orders. But we'll see. We'll see. So, there's a lot of people that aren't talking too much about this. I mean, there's some people talking about it, but this is supposed to be a big deal. But I believe it's being downplayed. It's being shuffled to the bottom of the news pile, much like the Durham report that completely exonerated Donald Trump. Notice when the Durham report came out, that's when further indictments came out against Donald Trump, or the conviction, one or the other. The thing that happened that made people declare Donald Trump a convicted felon. Yeah. Okay. He's my president, and he's their president as well. Whether people like it or not, Donald Trump is president of the United States, because the American people are tired of identity politics and empty pockets. And so that's why Donald Trump won by a huge landslide. And this is pretty big, this news. As I said, it's being downplayed, but it's pretty big news. Now, I'm inclined to believe the William Cooper angle of this story. And I saw, because it's all over YouTube and everything, you could find this on YouTube. There's a Zapruder film that shows the driver. The driver's name is William Greer, by the way. He's driving in the car, right? And let's see. Let's do it this way. He's driving. He stops the car, leans over his right shoulder with his left hand, looks right at the president, pulls the trigger, and then continues driving. And you figure, how could people get away with that in broad daylight? Well, you suppress the film for so many years, and you find the witnesses. You either get them to corroborate with the bullshit story of Oswald being the lone gunman, or to create a little confusion, you say, "Oh, there's somebody in the grassy knoll, ooh." And the ones who refuse to cooperate, they either somehow get killed, or they check into insane asylums where they're drugged to death. It's very easy to get rid of witnesses if you're the CIA. It just is. And that's it. And there's nothing you could do about it. So best thing is to not witness these things if you want to live. And That's my take on the matter, is that they were able to keep this thing a secret for so many years, at least as long as the people involved or anybody that could be remotely involved was still alive. And now that all these people are dead, the next thing they're worried about protecting is entire agencies, FBI, CIA. You know, the CIA is something that JFK famously said that he would like to break up into a million pieces and scatter into the wind shortly after the Bay of Pigs failure. They knew that John F. Kennedy was in the way of things. They knew any Civil Rights Act that would be signed by JFK would have been a much better Civil Rights Act than what was eventually signed by Lyndon Baines Johnson. Lyndon Baines Johnson also had a stake in John Kennedy dying in office. Hey, he gets to be president of the United States. He gets to line the pockets of all his buddies that have defense contracts with the government. Win-win for everybody. All they got to do is get that pain-in-the-ass president out of the way. Which, on that fateful November evening, they did. But this will all be disclosed, hopefully. Hopefully. I'm a little doubtful still because of how long it took. I mean, is it really that easy as the stroke of a pen by Donald Trump? What makes one think, after all this resistance against Donald Trump, that people in high places in government would suddenly cooperate with Donald Trump? This is why I'm very skeptical of this. This is a president that people tried putting in jail and had a couple of brushes with assassination attempts of his own. So it all remains to be seen. Brace for the worst, but hope for the best. Respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Follow and share my content and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall.